Yeah, it's recording, so I'm going to share the screen. Okay, yeah, so we're going to do API integrity, just gonna consume data from a third-party APIs. So I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to create a new project. Going to create a new project. Okay, no. I'm going to create a new project. It must be on the desktop. So let's give it some time to generate what we need. Yes. And then I'm gonna add Angular material. I'm gonna add this. Then we wait.
Mr. Tyson.
Yes.
Yes. I needed to ask to suggest something.
Okay.
Yeah. In terms of regarding the issue of going back, I needed to suggest to you that is it possible that maybe the having to go back is optional, in the sense that we still continue to attend online, but having to go back to the office, it would be a thing of maybe consulting, and then for those who are having issues with their laptops, they can use the machines co-officing. That it doesn't have to be compulsory for everyone, because I feel for the online thing is still fine because we can go back and rewatch the video thing, but having to go back, it will be in terms of consulting, and for those who are having challenges with the PCs, they can use the ones at the office, provided there will be such a time where you'll be giving us an instruction that we should come back.
Okay. I'll think about that suggestion. It's a good suggestion, because in Free State they are currently doing that. So if like you have a challenge, you can go to the office. If you are okay with an online, you can just work from home. So yeah, I'll see what I can do about it.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay, now it's done. Let's navigate to our project, cd API, then paste, then we install Angular material. Then I can drag it and drop it here. Okay, while we wait for it to finish, let's just continue this site. So I'm going to generate two pages, which is a home page and the details one. So gonna create get a new terminal. Let's clear and generate components, and then we put it under pages. Okay, let me go here and accept. Okay, and then generate pages, folder. The name of the page is home, and I'm gonna generate another component. Then we generate another component, which is details. So I'm going to do some CSS there and there on what we're doing currently. And then, yeah. So now I'm going to generate a service. Name of the service is jobs under the folder services. So now yes, done. So let's run this project. Open. We created our service. Now let's wait for it to open it. I'm gonna go here. App. Component. So here I'm going to remove everything and be left with router. Let's wait for this to compile because the computer is starting to be a bit slow. It's taking our time, it's wasting our time. Okay, I'm gonna start because it's taking time. I'm gonna start coding this side, then while it's busy compiling. So the API that we're gonna use, I'm going to use this one, GIT, the GitHub Jobs API. So it's an endpoint that we're gonna use. So if I can click here, you'll see what's happening. So what we need is this raw data that we're going to utilize. So this is the JSON file. It's a pure array. The same arrays that you were using is the same as this data that you are seeing. Because you can see it has the variables there. It's a created date, and it writes the date which it was created. Then there's a company, and it is the company name. So it's the same as those arrays that you were doing. So this is exactly what we're going to use. So click here. So this is the raw data of all the jobs without any filtering, anything. So we're gonna select all these jobs, and then we're gonna display them on our project, and then we're gonna go again and target a single job. Select a single job and display its data on the next page using its ID. So we have an ID, and then this type of job, blah blah, and there's a lot of information in here. So we can go back and check. Okay, still compiling. So this is the API that we're going to use. So there's too many APIs online which are free. Some they're paid, some you will have to register with them first so that you can get an API key. So in this case, this one, you don't need any API keys to utilize this one. So it's free to use. It's a GIT, it's a GIT job API listing. So I'm gonna start, whereas this is compiling. So what we're gonna start first, we're gonna start with our service. Let's start with the routing module. Let's go routing module, and then routing module, like okay, I'm going to create our path. Our home page is the one that we need it to be the one to be opened first. So my apologies for this. This laptop is very slow, and then I don't understand why, but redirect to home, path match, path match full. So this is our home page that we needed to be rendered first when our portal load. Redirect to. Then I'm gonna create another path for details. So our detail is gonna take an ID, which is a details page, and it's details. So it's gonna have an ID. We're gonna pass a reference here, then a component. Details component. Okay, now we are done with this. I'm not going to save it because I want this thing to finish, so you can save and then be able to use it. So this is how it's done. We all know how to do this, though. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on to services, but firstly let me go to a module so I can declare our service this side. I'm going to use this Google Chrome. And inspect elements. Console. Then yeah, now we can get started. I'm gonna hide this. So now I'm going to import our service this side as a provider, which is it's a job service. The job service, so it's been imported there for us. So now we can go, we are going to use the HTTP client module since we want to consume the API, so meaning that we must import the HTTP client module in our app module and declare it as an import, so that we can be able to access the third-party libraries. So it's gonna be import HTTP client service client module from, then we are importing it from, let's check, it's Angular common, as the other one that we need, from @Angular common HTTP. So we managed to import it, then we can declare it under the ng module as imports. So we go here and declare it here. So now we are able to use the HTTP module and access the API from the third party. I'm gonna save this. Save. Then we can go. Then now we can go to. We can go to our service and use it, and use the client module. And then where's the service? So now we are under the service. So here now what we need to do is to create a new variable that contains the HTTP client, since we want to use the third-party libraries, the API. So we're gonna declare a new variable public, and then I'm gonna call it HTTP, and then it's gonna be client. It's gonna be HTTP client. HTTP client. There we have it. So from here now we are able to use our variable, the newly created variable, which is HTTP client, and the name of the variable is HTTP. So even this one, you can get it from here, or either you can get it from where we got this. From this, you can just go there and copy this and paste it this side. Then you are good to go. Then now we want to access the API. So I'm going to create a function to get third-party jobs listing API. So you're not gonna get jobs. We create a function to get that jobs, and then we're gonna return HTTP dot. You see, immediately when I click dot under the declared variable, I get delete, I get get, I get head, I get JSON, I get options, I get patch, I get post, I get put, I get request. So these are the things that you can use when you want to do any other any other function with your APIs. Either you want to post data, or you want to get data, or you want to delete, or you want to do other things. So it's all up to you whether that API it has that those function where you can do delete, you can do add, you can do update. So it's all up to you from there. Hello, Kishab. Yeah, I know your number in so and kisa mung class kisa route online. Mm. Mm. Weekly. That day go romela email. Ne. Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. By MLab. No, with Sagalina. So it's fine. So let's continue. So since we want to get information from third-party library, we're gonna use get, and then we're gonna write that API link inside our get property. So we're gonna go back and get the API, and I'm gonna copy. You see the way I'm copying it the way it is. This copy, and then I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna paste. So this is how we get that information. Now we are done. So now we can go back here. We can go back here and display everything this side. So I'm gonna go here, gonna do something like this. Gonna go, where is that thing? Where is it? I'm gonna go to home, then home, and then now we want to call that service that we created public. I'm gonna call it data, then data, and then name of the service is jobs. Name of the service, the reason why I'm saying jobs is the name of the class, which is jobs services, and I hope everyone knows this. Auto import. So there we have it. We managed to access our service, and then I'm gonna remove void since our function must return something. And then now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you that now we are able to access that data from the GIT job portal. So we're gonna go do something like data dot must give us options. So what we have here, we have get jobs. So it's the function that we need. Get jobs, then dot. Then immediately when I say dot, it shows me options that I can use. It's either pipe or subscribe or for each loop. So in this case, we want something that is going to listen to any changes on the third-party libraries. So we are going to use, from now on, we're going to work on the subscribe. So that's why I'm saying, like, when you know this, it's going to be easy to do Firebase, because we're going to be using subscribe, observables. So with subscribe is something that listen to the third party, any changes that is happening, then it can update you on your end. So we're going to use subscribe to our API. Then it's the same as for each loop. So we are done. So now I can go here and say console.log. I want to see that API if indeed we manage to grab it. Save. Then it must show us something on the console. Okay, now it's being blocked by this. Access to blah 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 is blocked by Chorus policy. No access control, allow origin header is present on the requested. So what I did, for me, I installed this because I don't have any server running on this computer. So I installed this. This is the plugin that I was referring to last week when Bruce was having a challenge. So this is the plugin, access control expose headers. So it enables you to run anything on your machine without you having to put something on the server. So I enabled it. You can just, it's inside the Google plugins, Google Chrome plugins. You just go to your Google plugin store, then search for it, then enable it, then it will work for you. So I'm gonna refresh. So now it's working. You can see now I have access to that API. So this is the data, company logo, company URL, and everything. So now we're going to use this and display it here. So I'm gonna go to our home page HTML. But first I need to create a variable that we can use to display this site. So I'm gonna create a new variable here. I'm gonna call it details, then type any. So I'm gonna go here and then details equals to E. So now that information is being stored inside our details. So we're gonna say details, copy, and then we're gonna go to home. Then we can create something here, maybe header. Then inside our header we can have H4. We can write jobs. Then we can go here and say content. Then we have content here. Then div ng4. It's a loop. Items. Then I want to access details. Details is it's a variable that we created that contains all this information. So it's ng4 let items of details. Then now we can go and display those items. So we can go here and say h6 So I'm going to create to write our name inside here, item.company, and then I'm gonna do an image. I'm gonna do an image. These things that I'm writing here is this here. Compiled. All right, let's see. It says there's an error. I want to see where is the error. It's in property details, does not exist, blah blah. Okay, we didn't save here. Let's save this. Okay, you can see now we are able to display the company names there. So I need to display the images also. Let me see. It must display the images. We want the images to be displayed there. We want our images to be displayed. SRC source. Must display the image, the logo. Okay, company logo. It's company logo. It's company. Okay. Yeah, I left this thing. It's company logo. Okay. Now we have our logos there and the company name. So let's just design something here nice quickly. So I'm going to cancel this. Div class. Gonna call it cut. And then inside our cut, we're gonna have another class which is cut image. We can call it cut logo. Then again I'm gonna have div class which is gonna call it cut details. I'm gonna do this. So here I'm gonna have an image, the company logo, then image, source, then company, company logo, which is item.company logo. I'm gonna close it, and then what else? So I'm gonna have again the company name, item.company, and then yeah, we can have anything that we need, or again that we might need it there. So for now, I'm just gonna have this item blah blah logo. It's fine. And this, so I'm just gonna go install this nicely so it can sit the way we want. So it's gonna be cut. I'm gonna go to here, style sheet, cut, float with 100%, left, display. I want them to display horizontally. Flex, and then I might add some spacing, some padding, 2%. So let me add background color. Let me say Gainsborough, which is background color Gainsborough. So I'm going to style the image again. This cut image, copy. I'm gonna go and paste it here. I want width 40 pixels, height 40 pixels, and then object fit, cover. That object fit, I don't think I must do it there. I must do it under the image, which is with 100%. Height 100%. Then object fit, cover. Then this one doesn't need it here. Padding 2%. And then lastly is this card details. Lastly is card details. I'm gonna say width. So here I'm gonna calculate, since I have 40, and this one it must take, we must minus that 40 pixels on this 100%. Then we can add padding also of 2%. Then let's see. Then let's save all. Now this is what we have. This is what we have. Is the images, blah blah, and everything. Let's see why our images are not showing. It's item.company. Okay, it's company logo. Company logo. It was a spelling mistake. Now we have them, this job listing, so we can go and maybe add some border bottom, let's say 1 pixels, and say Gainsborough solid. So I'm gonna remove the background so it can be white, and I'm gonna go here and add one item. Then I'm gonna go back and check what item to add. So the item that I'm gonna add here, it's a job title. I'm gonna add job title. So I'm gonna save all, then we wait. So now we have it. So this is the job listing of that API that we just consumed from GIT. So you can see this is images. You see my images are not stretching and everything. So everyone, like, I know they know this thing. I taught you guys very well how to do this, the style sheet. So this our job portal. Let's go and edit some style sheet on this job header. I'm gonna go here and say header, heading. Let's add 2 pixels, 2%, and then it must float left. It must have a width 100%. Let's add background color. Let's add background color. Dark blue with 100%. This semicolons, and then let's say color white. Yeah, so this is our job portal, and then you can see I'm going to make this header not to move. Position fixed, top 0. So I don't want my header to move. Then this is it. The header is not moving. Then we can add let me go here and check something. H4. Gonna go H4, padding top, and add 10 pixels. And I'm gonna add some margin top. Here I'm gonna add this content. I'm gonna add margin top on the content. Pixels. Let me add some margin again here. Say 100. I think it still is not enough. 300. Choose content. Anyway, it's fine. It's working, and then that content is fine. So this is how we do the API we consume the third-party API library. So is there any question, guys, before I do the click event where we click and it takes us to the next page, then we can expand this job in more details? Any questions, guys? Evan. Okay.